Hey there, Steelers Nation. Before we dive into today's exclusive update, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you bleed black and gold. The Steelers are doing everything in their power to improve, get sharper, and deliver better results in 2025, but one big question is still hanging over this team. What's going on with Aaron Rodgers? Today we've got brand new insider info that will definitely stir up some opinions in the fan base. We're talking about why the Steelers haven't signed Aaron Rodgers yet, when it might actually happen, and how this all fits into Pittsburgh's long-term quarterback plans. As we all know, the Steelers have been aggressively linked to veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers since free agency opened. The connection makes sense. Rodgers has the experience, the talent, and the competitive edge to potentially push Pittsburgh deep into the playoffs, maybe even to a Super Bowl run, if all the pieces fall into place. But weeks have gone by, and then more weeks, and yet, no decision from Rodgers. So what's the holdup? Steelers insider Ray Fittipaldo from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette recently appeared on 93.7 The Fan and gave us the clearest update we've had in a while. According to Fittipaldo, the Steelers are content to wait until early July for Rodgers to make his final decision. I think they would be okay with it happening in early July, Fittipaldo said. Yep, you heard that right. Early July. This timeline might be frustrating for fans who are eager to see the quarterback room finalized before off-season training ramps up. But Fittipaldo's comments tell us that the Steelers are playing the long game here, and they're okay being patient as long as they believe Rodgers is still seriously considering them. So why hasn't Rodgers made his decision yet? Well, we now have more clarity, straight from the man himself. Rodgers recently appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience and revealed that he's been dealing with some deeply personal issues. I figured it out the last year when I've been in the weeds with these people who are close to me that have cancer, Rodgers said. He also mentioned on the Pat McAfee show that football is currently taking up a small percentage of his mental energy. I'm taking care of my people right now. I have personal responsibilities. I'm keeping the conversation open, but I've got a lot going on. And he went even deeper, talking about his serious relationship, family commitments, and friends. Going through difficult health battles, all of this makes it clear. Rodgers isn't playing games with Pittsburgh. He's not dragging this out for leverage. He's just going through some heavy life stuff, and football has taken a temporary back seat. Now, let's talk about how the Steelers are handling all of this. While some critics say the organization is fumbling this situation, the reality is quite the opposite. Pittsburgh is showing patience, understanding, and strategic discipline. They're not rushing Rodgers, they're not panicking. And they're certainly not overpaying or overextending themselves just to make a splash. Instead, the Steelers are staying focused on the bigger picture. They understand Rodgers, if he signs, is not the long-term solution. At 41 years old, he would be the oldest active player in the NFL. This would be a short-term partnership designed to help Pittsburgh compete now while building for the future. And that brings us to the next part of the plan. During the final day of the 2025 NFL Draft, the Steelers quietly selected quarterback Will Howard, a player with raw upside but some development needed. Now, no one's saying Howard is the next Ben Roethlisberger just yet. But if Rodgers joins the team, Howard will have a rare opportunity to learn from one of the smartest, most experienced quarterbacks to ever play the game. That alone is huge. Plus, the Steelers have stockpiled extra draft picks, including projected compensatory picks, positioning themselves for a major move in the 2026 NFL Draft, which just so happens to be hosted in Pittsburgh, PA. And folks, let me tell you, the 2026 quarterback class, it's already being hyped up as way stronger than the 2025 group. That means if Rodgers gives Pittsburgh one strong year, the Steelers could be in the perfect position to draft their true franchise QB of the future next April, right in front of the home crowd. Despite the uncertainty, one thing's clear. The locker room is on board. Several Steelers players have quietly and publicly shown their support for bringing in Rodgers. And it makes sense. When a four-time MVP walks into your building, guys, listen, he commands respect. He changes the energy. Rodgers wouldn't just impact the scoreboard. He'd set the tone in practices, film sessions, and in the biggest moments of the season. His leadership could lift this young Steelers team in ways that go beyond what we see on Sundays. So here we are, Steelers Nation. Aaron Rodgers still hasn't signed. The front office is staying calm. The players are waiting. And the fans? Well, we're all holding our breath. But sometimes, the right move takes time. Rodgers has personal priorities, and Pittsburgh is giving him the space to take care of what matters. That alone speaks volumes about the culture Mike Tomlin has built. And if Rodgers does sign, sometime in early July, as Fittipaldo predicts, this patience might just pay off in a massive way. Folks, while everyone's attention has been locked on the Aaron Rodgers saga and the wide receiver situation, something big is brewing on the other side of the ball, and it could shape the Steelers' defense for years to come. T.J. Watt, our heart, our engine, the face of this defense, is entering the final year of his contract. And if you think he's going to suit up in 2025 without a new deal in place, think again. Let's not sugarcoat it. Watt wants an extension, and frankly, he deserves one. The guy has given everything to this team since the day he was drafted. He's one of the few game wreckers left in the league who can single-handedly change the course of a matchup. But despite all of that, a new deal hasn't been done, and fans are starting to ask why. Steelers insider Bob Labriola recently responded to this growing concern during a fan Q&A. His response? One word: patience. Signing a superstar such as T.J. Watt to a contract extension is not a simple matter, and so it's going to take time, Labriola said. Those kinds of things usually take place during the summer, and we're not even to Memorial Day yet. Historically, that's been true. The Steelers like to do their contractual business late in the offseason, usually around training camp. But here's the problem. Other teams didn't wait. Cleveland already locked up Myles Garrett. The Raiders broke the bank for Max Crosby, and looming on the horizon are mega deals for Micah Parsons and Trey Hendrickson. All of those guys are helping to drive up the market, and the longer the Steelers wait, the more expensive this is going to get. So let's talk numbers. Myles Garrett reset the market with a 4-year, $160 million extension, making him the highest-paid edge rusher in the NFL. You better believe Watt is looking at that number and saying, I've been Defensive Player of the Year, too. I've outperformed Garrett in more than one season. I want my respect. And who can blame him? The Steelers locked him up last offseason. They might have saved tens of millions. Now, they're playing catch-up in a market that's getting more expensive by the week. The truth is, this deal should have been done a year ago. Even J.J. Watt, T.J.'s older brother, publicly said that Pittsburgh should have taken care of this in 2024. But here we are. So now what? Yes, Watt finished the 2024 season a little banged up. But even injured, he was in the thick of the Defensive Player of the Year race. That tells you everything about how dominant he is. When healthy, and all signs point to him being 100% for 2025, T.J. Watt is arguably the best defensive player in the NFL. This is not just about stats, it's about leadership. Watt sets the tone. He commands respect. He holds everyone accountable in that locker room. And if the Steelers want to maintain a championship-caliber defense, which, let's face it, they'll need if the QB situation is shaky, they need Watt on the field and under contract. Now here's the part that might worry some fans. With no extension in place, don't expect Watt to show up for OTAs later this month. He might even skip mandatory minicamp, or show up and just not participate to avoid fines. And honestly, that's fair. Let's also not forget, Watt just welcomed his first child this offseason, so between the contract situation and wanting to spend time at home, he's earned the right to take a step back from off-season activities. But make no mistake, if Week 1 comes around and Watt doesn't have a new deal, it could get messy. The front office wants him to be a one-helmet player, a Steeler for life. But they have to prove it now. What do you think? Should the Steelers keep waiting for Rodgers? Or should they move on and focus fully on Will Howard and the future? drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from every single one of you. And if you appreciate these updates straight from the heart of Steelers Nation, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment in this roller coaster offseason. We're just getting started. And if Rodgers signs, you better believe we'll be the first to break it down. Thanks for watching. And as always, here we go, Steelers.